Struggling with prop firms? Let's go. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be going over the break and retest using gold, and I'm going to be showing you something. Look at this bullish long wick rejection candle here, right? I mean, we're at a support level. I've marked it out. Obviously, let me just zoom out first of all. By the way, first of all, obviously this weekend, 4 days, obviously we had Easter holidays and Good Friday and bank holiday Monday, so it just feels like 4 days no trading. I mean, I hate weekends anyway, but these 4 days it's like 2 weekends that came together, so insane. But first of all, marked out my support level here. Why is this a support level? Look at this wick rejection over here, support level here, and then a resistance level here. Price is now pushing down. So I want to go over something here, right? So obviously when price reaches a support level, right? By the way, ignore this. I'll just put this here. I'm just going to use it for example. Look at this. Price is on this way down, and then you see the super strong long wick rejection bullish candle. But then why do we still lose the trade? Right now, this is exactly why I don't buy off a support level, right? When you buy off a support level, it normally just falls right through. Now you see I take a buy from here, stops below the wick, low of the wick. This will be a losing trade. And it's not only that, we're still pushing further down, right? And one easy way to find out the strength of a trend, you see these wicks here at the top, right? They're bigger from the top, so that means we're going further and further down, right? Look at this. We're just going further and further down, right? So this is a clear trend that is telling me the trend we are bearish, and we're going to continue pushing, bearish. So why focus on a buy? Well, at this stage here, obviously you're looking at the super strong bullish candle, and then you take if you took the trade, you've lost. But ideally, now this obviously I'm already in the 1 minute time frame. Now, obviously this is the premium package you would need, but let's just say if I went on the 30-second time frame, or even only then it'll paint a clearer picture. But let's just say I went on the 10-second time frame. Why am I going down to such a low time frame to find? Now at this time frame, entries signals are super weak, right? 1 minute time frame signals are normally weak. What do you think the 10-second time frame is gonna be like, right? It's gonna be super weak. So let's go on the 30-second time frame. So on the 1 minute, price just falls through, and look at this, we're still tanking quite full pace actually. And we can see how much bearish momentum there is. Now ideally, what would I like to see with gold, right, for me to take a trade? You see this support level. See, this is why it's reacting to this, right? This support level, there's already a few support levels here. You can even use it as a confluence, bigger time frames. But this support level, but ideally I would like for price to break through this, right? Establish a breakout. Once it does that, then establish a show me some kind of reaction, a resistance, and then price breaks down to the to the downside. Also, extra confluence, once this new low is created here, down here, and it comes back up, you want this low to be broken, and then you see price going to the downside. If I want to take a buy, I'm not going to take a buy from this as from support level. No, I want price to go back up, right? Unless it forms a resistance down here, break through that resistance. But for the time being, break through resistance like this, and then obviously I want this kind of resistance, this high, to be broken as well. Now there's a bit of a confusion also that someone mentioned my last video that this is my main strategy, and no, my edge I only show to my mentorship students, right? In my mentorship, so only they see that. By the way, if you are interested of joining my one-to-one mentorship, link will be in the video description. I'm not posted of the last 4 days. Last time I posted trade was on the 15th, as you can see, catching on 1 to 5. But even it can even show you, right, posting winning trades, losing trades, student success, my success, whatever you want to call it, passing profit challenges in 1 or 2 trades, 1 or 2 days, with risking 0.5%, catching 1 to 15s, 1 to 12s. Link will be in the video description. So if you are still struggling with trading and you want to find your edge, message me, link will be in the video description. So I know what the break and retest I'm showing here. Even my students, if they're watching the video, they'll know this is not what I teach to them. Similar, but not the exact break and retest. So with coming back to the point now, so just go a little bit into more on the zones, because once I sent out a a question, I was going to say questionnaire then. It was a poll, and what do most people struggle with? Is it entries? Is it zones? Or is it psychology? And pretty much it was unanimous. Everyone said zones. So let's double down into this a bit more. So let me just remove this, right? Because we know what we need to focus on. Now the way when you spend enough time on the charts, you realize zones are quite simple, right? I know obviously easy said than done, because obviously experience is speaking from my side, but look at this. You can align candle bodies and wick rejections, right? That's going to give you powerful zones. Try it, backtest it, but it's not going to give you an edge over the market. Edge is something different, right? I've mentioned too many times, what is it? How I look at edges, look at the markets. Think of the markets as an individual person, and it's me versus this person. This person is, the markets is trying to get money out of my pocket. I'm trying to put money into my pocket. Whoever has the better edge will consistently keep winning. So what edge does the market have over me? Well, first of all, I can't see the future in a sense, right? I can predict it by looking at price action. Not even predict it, right? I can just react to from what I see. You shouldn't really be hopeful in the markets or try to predict the markets. No, it's always gonna, you'll always fall on your face. But with the markets, the one edge it has over me is I can't see the future. So manipulation. Number two, I would say, with the broker, the charts have an edge over me. Spreads, commissions, all these things take money out of my pocket. Prop firms, right? The way they even designed is, let's be honest, for me to fail or you to fail. But edge is something. How can I work around that, right? Good psychology, yes, a part of an, but it's not going to be my lifesaver. Risk management, it's going to play a huge part. So what is real edge? In my eyes, when you apply everything together, you get all these little pieces of edge, combine them together, and that big ball at the end, that big blob at the end, that is your real edge. Risk management, your win rate. People say win rate don't matter. Totally agree, but at the same time, I disagree. It does matter, right? If your win rate is 0%, how can you say it doesn't matter? If your win rate is 10%, how can you say it doesn't matter? You want a good risk to reward with a good, win rate as well. And I think if I had to say in simple words about my edges, my ability to draw high, strong, quality, strong zones with good risk management, and basically, I mean, you can look at it in different ways, right? But then as you gain, even experience is an edge. So let me just move this out of the way. Minimize this first of all. Okay, so price has come and broken through this zone here. Now price is obviously on it. Look at this, still reacting to this. It might break through because look at this huge bearish volume to the downside. And if it closed in the next 1 minute, we're in the 1 hour time frame. If it closes bearish, this is going to be a very, very strong bearish candle. Does that mean it's going to continue falling? Possible. Does that mean it could just bounce up from here and just continue going further up? Possible. I can only react, and that's all I'm waiting for, right? For example, if it breaks through, then I would like to see, like I mentioned earlier, something like this, and then this, right? That's it. Super simple, but then obviously you can say, what kind of a rejection am I waiting for? What is my entry method? That's a different story. But for now, let's just focus on the zones, right? You can practice this. Let's go on a 30-minute time frame as the zone. Let's go on a different time frame where zones completely change, and let's break this down even more. So we'll remove them drawings. Okay, so let's just say I'm on the 5-minute time frame. So what are my zones now? right? Look at this. Let's zoom in more. What are my zones at this stage? Well, first of all, right, let's put one here. Let's put one pretty much over here. Now this one's failed because it's just fallen through. But let's go on the 1 minute time frame. Yeah, look at that. This one's failed because it's just fallen through. So what we'll do is we'll color this one a different color, yellow. Color yellow. That it didn't pan out. Another. Now, obviously, you gotta focus on price. Look at the candlesticks and where price is currently at, and now what's going to react to. Is it going to react to this? Well, now I don't care what happens here. I'm not bothered about this zone, right? Because it reacted, but then just fell through. When price comes back up, right? When it comes back up, see, there's a difference between these two candles now. This showed me a little bit of a reaction and then fell through. This one fell through and then showed me a little bit of a reaction. So the last time price was there, it showed me a reaction. It didn't fall through. So now that means it could possibly react to this one, right? There's another one here as well. Let me change the color of this to white. Okay, so let's let price keep coming. So this one, totally ignore this. Let price come back up. I'm just using the 5 minute as an example. Just using that example, right? Don't draw this. Don't go off this. This is without any back-tested collected data. Speaking of back-tested collected data, you know, I mean, this is more than 500 plus trades. But 1 minute, let's just okay. So look at this. Look at this. This is all just collected data, right? What do I do with that collected data? Then I just post my winning trades and losing trades into here, and then it gives me an overall picture. Tells me my win rate, right? Success rate, everything. So then that's why once I place a trade, I have the confidence to hold these positions. So where were we? Okay, when price, totally ignore this. When price comes back up, I wanted to break through this, and then ideally though, it's even better if it breaks through this one, right? Why? Because look at this. This is a zone, but it's not going to be a strongest zone. This one is the most recent, you know, where like the most recent resistance formed. This is a support. This breakout here, this is a resistance, but I mean, this is a bullish candle, then a bearish candle. I mean, people call this a supply zone. I believe so. It's the ones who trade supply and demand, where price will come up here and then tank back down. It could do, very well could do. But you know, I'm a breakout trader, so price shoots to the top, waiting for that breakout, let price come back down, wait for some kind of a rejection, boom, straight up. Even better than this one, right? And then to the upside, and then you got obviously zone. And remember, bear in mind, I'm only working off the 5 minute time frame. So obviously, and then you know, yeah. Ideally, right? So not focus on buys, and you shouldn't be as well. Go with the trend, right? The trend is right now, I mean, we're definitely going to the downside here. Volume is definitely with the sellers right now. You know, a lot of, you know, structures have been broken, so I'm really just focusing on sells for the time being. And if you don't want to focus on gold right now, my advice obviously would be always just to trade one, get familiar with one currency pair, trading instrument, whether it could be indices, commodities, or currency pairs, whatever it may be, right? Stocks, options, whatever. Just stick to one, get good at it. Apologies. Get good at it, and then from there, just you know, back test, journal, you know, refine your strategy. You will make mistakes, and then take it from there. As you can see, I'm not going to edit this video. I like my content raw, so that phone call that just came in there, it's going to stay in the video. Just to like my videos, so I don't like it looks like if you edit them and all this motion graphics and all that, looks like scripted. But yeah, hope you found value from this video. Take care, like, subscribe, comment, share. I'm out.